And I was curious for your reaction to the hard foul Caitlin Clark took last week, and then more broadly, if you have any concerns about her first couple weeks in the league.
I'll leave the specific question about the foul to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. I mean, I other than as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league. I would say seems like she can take care of herself. She's a tough player.
Caitlin Clark's WNBA thrashing was the subject of the largest uproar against Adam Silver in his career. Fans are now explicitly blaming the NBA commissioner, saying he permitted this disaster to happen. The outcry on social media pales in comparison to Silver's response. But before we dig into this total disaster, do let me know in the comments. Do you think Adam Silver should step in and clean up the WNBA's mess? It's official, folks. Adam Silver is currently being dragged through an airport with more vigor than a broken suitcase. In addition, someone needs to take accountability for the circus that the WNBA has become under his leadership. For those who don't know, Adam Silver is the NBA commissioner and the WNBA's commissioner, hence he is solely accountable for all of the accidents involving Caitlin Clark's care. Fans are ensuring that he knows, boy. The latest chapter in this ongoing tragedy began when Caitlin Clark was forced to miss the All-Star game because of yet another injury. This time, it's a groin injury. But this is the worst. It isn't related to normal basketball play. Players need you in the abdomen because they seem to think basketball is a contact sport like football, which leads to this ailment. Supporters have now had enough of the woman who saved their precious league being treated like a human punching bag. They're also directing their anger where it belongs, at the top. Adam Silver has been earning money while his subsidiary league veers into the Wild West, and now he's being blamed. It has been amazing to watch the social media explosion. In Twitter, supporters are directly questioning Silver about why he is allowing the WNBA to destroy their own golden goose. They are curious as to why the man who is supposed to be this progressive basketball leader is permitting the mistreatment of female athletes while he is in charge. The nicest part is that Silver can't hide behind Kathy Angelberg anymore. Everyone knows that she reports to him, even though she is the WNBA commissioner. When your subsidiary has been losing money for 20 years in a row and suddenly gets a lifeline in the form of Caitlin Clark, only to let her be humiliated at every opportunity, there is a significant leadership problem.
All right, tonight is the tip-off for the WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is home court for reigning Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark and her team, the Indiana Fever. But the superstar will be sitting out this weekend after a groin injury earlier this week. Clark released a statement through the team saying she was sad to miss out on the game, but, quote, I have to rest my body. Let's bring in Ben Pickman now. He's a staff writer for The Athletic and host on The Athletic's women's basketball podcast, No Off Season. Look, Ben, I got to rest my body too, but I'm not anywhere near Caitlin Clark.
The figures aren't misleading either. For the past 20 years, the WNBA has been losing almost $20 million annually. The NBA's earnings are what keep the lights on. As they watch Caitlin Clark being singled out for foul plays as referees disregard their protests, they start to wonder why Adam Silver is allowing his investment to be ruined. Many are incensed with Silver's complete silence on the matter. This is the same individual who likes to talk about social justice and player protection. But when it comes to actually protecting the WNBA's biggest star, he is totally missing. You may use a knife to cut through the hypocrisy.
In the comment section right now, we see ticket prices dropping very fast. Folks, the get-in price, if you live in Indiana and you got nothing better to do, the get-in price, you might want to throw a couple 50, 60, 70 bucks just to get in to the WNBA All-Star Game, something to do.
It couldn't have come at a worse time for Silver. The NBA recently helped the WNBA earn a massive new media agreement, partly because of the exposure Caitlin Clark brought to the league. Because Silver's organization won't remedy the injuries caused by poor officiating and foul play, the same player is currently missing significant events. Supporters point out that if someone were chasing LeBron James or Stephen Curry the way players approach Caitlin Clark, referees would be making calls and suspending players faster than you can blink. But since it's the WNBA, it appears that other rules are in effect. The medical problems are also getting alarming. We're talking about more than just bumps and bruises these days. Caitlin, who has already dealt with a quad condition and now a groin issue, is unsure of what may happen if this pattern persists. When your body starts compensating for one harm, it might cause a chain reaction that can lead to serious problems. Caitlin Clark strengthened during the offseason to better withstand the hard play, yet she still got hurt because the refs didn't call fouls, demonstrating the system's flaws. She really tried to adapt to the violence that the league allowed, but it wasn't enough.
League, I think ultimately this is very healthy for women's basketball in the WNBA. It's generating tremendous additional interest. In fairness to the other players and in fairness to Commissioner Engelbert, this didn't just start this year. Certainly, we're seeing an acceleration of it with Caitlin, but many individual stars who came in this league in the last several years, and then again, I've been with the league for a long time, so I was there the early days with Val Ackerman, and of course David Stern, when we developed the WNBA. And in some ways, to me, this was a long time coming. If you went back and looked at our original business plan from 28 years ago, we didn't think it would be such a long timeline to kind of break into the sort of popularity we're seeing now. So ultimately, I don't want to make too big an issue about one particular player, one particular call. But I think the burgeoning rivalries in professional basketball, you see rivalries obviously among clubs, but also among individual players too. And I think that can be ultimately good for the sport. But
Coach Stephanie White's reaction to the injury news has been yet another disaster. Caitlin claims she was not aware of her injuries until the night before, even though fans had seen tape on her leg from multiple games. The coaching staff is either completely inept or lying to the media. Neither option appears encouraging for a company Silver is allegedly responsible for. All of the problems with this situation were perfectly captured in the Seattle Storm game event. Even though Caitlin Clark was clearly in pain and limping around the court, the coaching staff chose to put her back in a game that had already been decided. Everyone pretended nothing had happened as she fell to the ground in what appeared to be anguish. In the instance of Di Carrington, we noticed the similar pattern. The league acts as if it never happened, and the officials fail to call a foul when players knee Caitlin in the abdomen. In the meantime, fans watch as their favorite athlete gets singled out, with no consequences for the aggressors. The WNBA's overall injury numbers are utterly out of control under Silver's direction. In a league with 141 injuries, 179 players participate in 44 games. This wear and tear isn't normal. The way the game is administered and officiated has a structural flaw. The most worrying thing is that other WNBA players are being hurt. Asha Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, and Nafisa Collier did not bring the league the same level of recognition as Caitlin Clark did, despite the fact that the list is still growing. Their illnesses do not receive the same level of attention as a result. Nonetheless, the pattern suggests that multiple participants are being singled out. The statistics of injuries to the head and neck are particularly alarming. There were 57 head and neck injuries throughout the course of 2.5 seasons. In any other professional sport, such would result in a comprehensive investigation, but under Adam Silver's leadership, it appears that nothing changes with regard to women's basketball. Silver's reputation as this forward-thinking commissioner is taking a serious hit. Although he is known for being player-focused and forward-thinking, his management of the WNBA problem shows that this is only true when it is advantageous or profitable. He hasn't taken any real action to safeguard female athletes. The way the media covers it is also starting to shift. The issues with officiating and player safety are being brought to light even by outlets that frequently defend the WNBA. A PR disaster that makes its way to Silver's office is the Washington Post's recommendation that the league change its emblem to a bruise. Fans are also drawing parallels with the upcoming CBA talks. If players keep being injured at this pace, the league will have more influence in contract negotiations because injured players have less negotiating strength. Some people are wondering if this is all intentional, which would give Silver an even more difficult situation. The global perspective is also detrimental. The woman who made women's basketball popular, Caitlin Clark, is currently being abused in front of crowds around the world with no official protection. Silver did not wish to convey that the leadership in American basketball is like that. Additionally,